Welcome to Game Sack. I'm Joe.
And I'm Dave. And on this week's Game Sack, we're going to take a look at some awesome pinball games from the company Naxat.
Naxat. It's with an X. It's not Naxat.
I said Naxat.
No, you said Naxat.
Yes.
Anyway, Naxat makes some great pinball games like Alien Crush for the TurboGrafx 16 and Devil's Crush also for the TurboGrafx 16, Turbo Duo, Super Graphics, Game Tank, Turbo Express, what have you.
And finally, we're going to take a look at Jaki Crush for the Super Famicom. Alien Crush for the TurboGrafx 16, released in 1989, is a good first effort at a video pinball game. It has decent music with two tunes to choose from at the beginning, Lunar Eclipse and Devil's Undulate. It has a good looking playfield with some nice detailed graphics, 3 bonus ports to take the action further and to diversify the playfield. The game does a good job of making you feel like you're inside an alien's bowels. Sound effects and spot-on controls are also very nice and really add to the overall package. The one drawback to this game is that the playfield is divided into 2 play screens instead of 1 scrolling playfield. This is my least favorite Naxat pinball game, but that is not necessarily a bad thing because all games are quite enjoyable. Devil's Crush for the TurboGrafx 16, released in 1990, is a nice progression by Naxat in their video pinball library. This time around they went with a satanic theme to their board. Firstly, the music is a step in the right direction and really draws you into the game and fits the devil theme. The composition is really quite good, and the music track on the main playfield is quite long and has some really good melodies. Naxat upped the bonus stages to 8 in this game, each with nice demonic themes. Don't forget to wear your goat leggings and pentagrams for a full effect. Each bonus stage also has its own music, some are even recordable and deserve to be listened to on their own merit. Spot-on sound effects, a great playfield with nice detailed graphics, great control and ball physics, and really should have been released on a Nintendo system where it belongs.
Jaki Crush.
Jaki Crush for the Super Famicom, released in 1992, is the final Naxat video pinball game released on a home system. This final installment seems to go with the Japanese mythological theme, and this is my guess why it never made it out of Japan. Why the Japanese feel that outsiders wouldn't understand their culture is beyond my comprehension, which is sad as a lot of people in the USA missed out on a great video pinball game. Like Devil's Crush, Jaki Crush has a scrolling main playfield. The problem here is that the playfield has some very narrow areas, which makes it very hard to advance the ball into the up areas of the playfield. This requires a lot of skill shots that can only be done by people who own a Super Famicom, and this is probably the reason why it was released on a Super Famicom. Again, as in Devil's Crush, the main playfield has a nice, long, and well-composed theme. Great melodies throughout. Each of the 8 bonus stages has great music and nice detailed graphics. Great control and sound effects round out this game. Okay, that's what I think of these 3 games. Now, for some comic relief, let's go to Joe. Joe?
Well, here's what I think of those 3 Naxat pinball games. Alien Crush is a fairly decent video pinball game, but it really hasn't aged all that well. Apparently this game was made back before the programmers figured that the TurboGrafx 16 could actually scroll a play field and instead flip through the top and bottom screen over and over and over. It's really annoying. The music is fairly decent, but it really hasn't aged all that well either, at least not compared to the other games. There's also a remake of sorts for the Nintendo Wii, and they call it Alien Crush Returns. It's alright, but I really don't think it's worth the money. On a good note, if they're gonna rape one of these games, I'm happy that they chose to rape Alien Crush. Now Devil's Crush is just freaking amazing. This is the perfect video pinball game. You don't get to select your music here, and you wouldn't want to because the music is just full of awesome. Like the other games in this series, it's better than real pinball games since you can't have demons and other things walking around and exploding on the play field in real life. What's interesting about this game is that it originally had pentagrams in the Japanese version and people just couldn't handle that. The US version substitutes these with Stars of David to appeal with those of the Jewish faith. It's disturbing that we live in a society where we can't handle images of pentagrams. I mean, come on. When they released this game on the Wii Virtual Console, they changed the Stars of David into simple triangles. So even in 2011, we're still afraid of images we see in video games. A great thing about this game is the password feature. If you put in my name on the password screen, nothing exciting happens. But if you put in the name of my co-host, it goes straight to the ending once you hit something. Don't believe me?
Try it.
This is the best video pinball game out of the 3 and everyone should own it. Jaki Crush is another fantastic pinball game and it has a great, if not a bit more casual soundtrack. But why is the line scrolling here so jumpy? I guess the goal of the game is to crush Jaki. I'm not sure what he did to you to deserve this, but you're intent on stopping him with your balls. The playfield is weirdly designed, and although it looks good, I felt they could have taken more advantage of the color capabilities of the Super Nintendo. They really should have released this game in the US as well, but since it wasn't Street Fighter 2, I guess they felt it couldn't compete or something. Definitely worth tracking down, so go get it. And that is what I think of the Naxat pinball games. Oh, come on, shut up! What the hell is your problem? You know Devil's Crush is the best.
He's killing me over here.
Shut the hell up, boy! Jesus Christ!
Alright, anyways, about Jaki Crush and its awesomeness, you know, I could go into that for hours and hours and hours. But, you know...
Dude! Devil's Crush is the best.
Yeah.
No, why didn't they bring Jaki Crush out here? You know why? Because it sucks ass.
No.
Devil's Crush was good enough to be translated to the Genesis with Dragon's Fury by Technosoft, brought over to the US by Tengen. Some of you call it Tengen, I don't know why, but whatever. And let's look at that.
Well, you know, on that note, yes, they brought that over to milk the cow a little bit more, but even to get the driest little bit of milk out of that teat, they brought out Dragon's Revenge, which on the back of the box says it's a fantasy adventure that'll blow your mind, which it blows my mind how horrible it is and why they'd even want to do this.
Well, let's take a look at these 2 fantastic games right now.
Dragon's Fury for the Genesis is a worthy port of Devil's Crush. A few noticeable changes have taken place, such as a sidebar detailing some stats such as bonus rounds you've completed. If you haven't played Devil's Crush, then you aren't missing anything.
Dragon's Fury on the Genesis is called Devil Crash MD in Japan and was ported to the console by Technosoft of Thunder Force fame. It was brought to the US and renamed by Tengen. Overall, they did a pretty good job, but it looks a bit wrong. They took the TurboGrafx 16 version and squished it horizontally so they could fit the nonsense over there on the right, which we really don't need. Something that is better in this version are the bonus rounds. They look infinitely better on the Genesis and are much more detailed. The music was redone well and some new tunes were added, but I think it sounds a bit better on the TurboGrafx 16 Entertainment Super System.
Dragon's Revenge, on the other hand, is a complete wreck. It's pretty much like the brother they used to have, but your parents gave him up for adoption because there is so much wrong about him. The controls are weak, the ball physics are horrible, the music is completely forgettable, and the sound effects are horrendous. The art direction is completely forgettable as well. Stay away at all costs.
Dragon's Revenge was Tengen's own sequel to Dragon's Fury, aka Devil's Crush. Naxat had nothing to do with it. This was made by Western developers and prominently features ugly graphics of some chick who looks like someone's mom. In fact, I think she's the main focus of the game. Listen to what she says in the beginning.
I live!
I live? I wasn't even aware that she even died. If she's supposed to be the dragon lady from Devil's Crush, boy did they screw up. This is not a great game, but it's better than Crewball, Sonic Spinball, maybe about as good as Dinoland, all three of which are available now on your 16-bit Sega Genesis.
Try again.
And that was Dragon's Fury and Dragon's Revenge for the Sega 16-bit Genesis Entertainment System, neither of which stand up to the original Naxat pinball games.
Really, that's the truth. And this is actually what my face looks like when I'm playing this turd.
And thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of GameSack. We'll be back next week with more gaming goodies.
Yes, thanks for joining us.